Matt Damon steps onto Stephen Colbert's stage to promote a film. But a tense exchange spirals. Fast. By the end of the night, Damon storms off. What triggered the meltdown? Let's break it down. Welcome back. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Because tonight's episode gets messy. The Late Show studio is electric. New York buzzing, lights bright, audience wired. And Matt Damon, one of Hollywood's biggest names, is the main guest. He's here to promote a new film, a taut thriller, about whistleblowers and corporate corruption. It's personal. Damon's an advocate for transparency. The role? More than just a gig. But there's a problem. Damon's not here for games. He doesn't do fluff, doesn't fake laughs. He agreed to this for the story, not the gimmicks. Backstage, tension's already thick. Damon's manager, Carla, sharp, no nonsense, gives the crew a warning. Keep it focused. No cheap stunts. She knows Damon, knows what sets him off. The producers nod, but their eyes say otherwise. They're plotting a viral moment, maybe a goofy bit. Something to juice the clicks. Carla isn't buying it. She eyes them, stone-faced. They're gonna regret this, she mutters to a stagehand. He shrugs, clueless. In the green room, Damon watches the monitors. Colbert's monologue is on, witty, cutting, tearing into corporate corruption. Damon's face stays neutral, but Carla sees it, his foot tapping. He's bracing for something. Then, it's time. Damon adjusts his jacket, stands tall, and walks out. Colbert's just rapped a joke about a failed tech mogul. He grins, pivots to the intro. The star who's as real as it gets, Matt Damon. The band hits. Crowd erupts. Damon walks out, confident, controlled. Handshake, firm, friendly. He sits, relaxed but alert. Colbert opens smooth. Asks about the film, its roots in real-life scandals, the whistleblower angle. Damon lights up, calm but intense. Talks about truth, corruption, risk. The crowd leans in. He's got them. But Colbert, he wants to keep it light. So he pivots. You still doing your own stunts, Matt? Damon gives a tight smile. Some. Quick. Curt. He steers it back to the movie. Crowd chuckles. Colbert doesn't catch the cue. Instead, he reaches back. Okay, but how about this prank from your early days? He launches into a story. A supposed on-set prank. Meant for laughs. Damon's smile drops. His tone? Ice cold. Didn't happen. The air changes. Fast. The crowd shifts. Nervous chuckles. A few gasps. Colbert tries to ride the wave. Grabs a prop. A plastic whistle. Come on, Matt. Blow the whistle on Hollywood. He smirks. Big mistake. Damon doesn't move. His stare, like steel. Put that away. Flat, sharp, final. The room freezes. Colbert's grin fades. The crowd? Silent. Backstage, Carla exhales. Here it comes. Colbert forces a chuckle. All right, no whistles tonight. He tosses it on the desk, but the energy's gone. Dead quiet. Damon's eyes stay locked on him, unblinking. Carla in the wings, fists clenched. The tension is real. The moment is live. The audience doesn't know if they're watching a talk show or a detonation. What happens next? You won't believe how fast it unravels. Smash that like. Part 2 drops next. Told you to keep it real. The stage manager hisses, signaling the control booth to cue a break. But the director holds off. Ratings are spiking with every second of tension. Colbert senses the energy souring. He adjusts his glasses, flashes a bright, too bright, smile. Let's talk more about the film, he offers, trying to steer the interview back on track. A lifeline. He tosses out a question about the whistleblower's moral dilemma, trying to tap Damon's passion. Damon responds, controlled, composed. He talks about the cost of truth, the personal fallout. But then he stops. His tone shifts, sharpening. That's what this is about, he says, eyes locking onto Colbert. Not some cheap gag for clicks. The jab hits, gasps, scattered claps. The room splits. Colbert's smile tightens. Fingers drum on a cue card. He's handled difficult guests before. But this is different. Damon isn't just intense. He's focused, unyielding. Colbert tries to pivot, asks about the film's research process, but Damon cuts him off. You're not listening, he says, his voice slicing through the air. I came here to talk about something real. Not to be your punchline. The audience stirs, shouts from the crowd. Tell him, Matt! Others boo, thinking it's all part of the act. Colbert glances to his producer, who's motioning to move on. But Damon's voice rises, firm and clear. This setup? He gestures around, at the lights, the desk, the cameras. It's all distraction. I'm not here for that. The crowd erupts, cheering, booing, phones raised, the air crackles. Backstage, Carla mutters, They're in deep now. Security edges closer, suit stiff, eyes alert, but cautious. Damon's not just a guest, he's a presence. The control booth is chaos. Producers clashing. Let it ride, the director says, but be ready to cut. On stage, Colbert tries flattery, mentions Damon's co-stars, but Damon's done playing. You don't get it, he says, cool and cutting. You think this is all a setup for how laughs? I'm not your bit, not your viral clip. The crowd explodes. Some chant his name. Others yell for Colbert to fight back. Colbert snaps. The smile drops. He leans forward. Look, Matt, we brought you here to promote your film. Maybe show a little gratitude. That's the spark. Damon's jaw tightens. His eyes burn. Gratitude? His voice is low, deadly calm. For turning my work into a circus? Boom. The audience loses it. Shouts, phones raised. The stage shakes with energy. Colbert grips the desk. The floor producer waves frantically. Cut to break. But the cameras are still rolling. They can't look away. Colbert stands, tries to reclaim control. All right, we'll take a quick break, folks, he says, laugh forced. The band stumbles, into a tune, but no one's listening. Damon doesn't move, still seated, still staring, unshaken. The late show set is a storm, cheering, booing. Matt Damon! Chants clashing with cries for order. Colbert waves to the crowd, smile plastered on, but his eyes dart to the control booth. The director refuses to cut. The ratings are gold. Backstage, Carla's had enough. You pushed him too far, she says, glaring at the producers. Security hovers near the edge of the stage, ready, but hesitant. As the band fades, Colbert sits again, leans toward Damon, voice low, off mic. Let's just finish this clean, Matt, he says, a mix of plea and frustration. Damon barely responds. You crossed the line. Front row picks it up. The audience is buzzing, phones rolling. This moment is already viral. Colbert tries to rally the room. Come on, folks! We've got Matt Damon! Give it up! The applause? Uneven, swallowed by the chaos. The room is a powder keg and everyone feels it. Damon leans back in his chair, arms crossed, expression like stone. He's not here for applause. He's here to make a point. The stage manager, sweating bullets, signals Stephen to wrap it up. But Stephen digs in. He grabs a cue card, trying to salvage the moment. "So," he says, "tell us about working with the director." But Damon cuts him off, his voice calm, razor sharp. "You're still not listening," he says, loud enough to pierce through the noise. "I didn't come here to play your game. I came to talk about something that matters." The audience explodes, cheers, boos, chants of "Matt," and cries for Stephen to clap back. The divide is visible now, electric. Stephen's jaw clenches. His trademark charm is cracking under the weight of Damon's presence. He lets out a brittle laugh. "Matt, it's a talk show," he says, gesturing around the set. "We're here to entertain, that's all." Damon's eyes narrow. His voice drops, deliberate and damning. "Entertain? You're burying the truth under your jokes." That hits hard. The crowd responds instantly. Some shout in support, others heckle. It's chaos. From the wings, Carla watches grimly. She knows Damon isn't letting go. The security guards step closer now, their movements tense and measured. They know this isn't just another celebrity moment. It's something heavier. Backstage, the control room is in meltdown. Producers argue over comms, voices overlapping. "Keep it going, but be ready to cut." The director barks. On stage, Stephen makes a last-ditch effort. "So, how did you prepare for the role?" he asks, his voice tinged with desperation. Damon doesn't take the bait. He's past that. "You're wasting my time," he says, his voice ablade. "This isn't about the film anymore. It's about you thinking you can turn me into a prop." The audience rises again, some chanting, "Matt! Matt!" Others arguing, shouting across rows. The energy is combustible. Stephen leans forward now, all pretense gone. "Matt, we brought you here to talk," he says, pointing at the desk. "At least show some respect for that." Bad move. Damon's eyes flash. He leans in, voice low and cutting. "Respect is earned," he says, "and not by making me a clown for your show." The crowd explodes. Phones are out, capturing everything. The director finally yells for a break. The monitors flick to ads. But Damon doesn't move. He stays seated, eyes locked on Stephen. Stephen stands, whispering frantically to the floor producer. The house lights dim. The band is silent. Security looms, but Carla is already moving, stepping forward like she's ready to defend Damon herself. The tension hasn't broken. It's only paused. The Late Show studio crackles with anticipation. The real explosion is still coming. During the commercial break, the crowd buzzes with low murmurs, some still chanting Damon's name, others bickering in the stands. The cameras keep rolling. Damon hasn't budged. His eyes remain fixed on the desk where Stephen once sat. Backstage, Stephen is arguing sharply with the floor producer, gesturing with rising frustration. Carla watches the security guards inching forward, but they hold back. The director's voice cuts through the headsets. "Get Stephen back out there. Keep it tight." Lights up. The band fumbles into a tune. Stephen returns, smile taut, sitting with forced ease. "We're back with Matt Damon," he says, his voice trying too hard for warmth. Scattered applause. The air is still raw. Stephen pivots, desperate to ground the segment. "Let's talk about the film's themes. Accountability, truth." Damon nods, voice steady. He speaks about the whistleblower's moral battle, the toll truth takes. But then, his tone shifts, sharp again. "That's what this should be about," he says, gesturing around the studio. "Not your games to dodge reality." The crowd stirs. Some cheer, others squirm. The split is deep now. Stephen's fingers tighten on his pen. Smile fading. "We're just giving people a break from the heavy stuff," he says, leaning back, appealing to the crowd. "That's the deal, right?" A smattering of applause, quickly swallowed by boos. Damon's voice slices through. "A break?" he repeats, controlled and cold. "You're burying the truth under your shtick." The crowd surges again. Some, "Stand!" some yell. Carla, watching from the side, mutters, "He's got him." Security shifts again, closer, still waiting. Stephen's control is slipping. His voice rises. "Matt, you're a guest here," he says, pointing again. "We're showing you respect. Maybe try giving some back." The challenge lands. The noise spikes. Damon's jaw tightens. "Respect?" he says, voice low, deliberate. "You don't earn that by turning my work into a punchline." It lands like a punch. The crowd explodes, some chanting, others booing. Stephen's face flushes. He grips the desk, laughs nervously. "This is a talk show, Matt, not a lecture. Hall," he says, his tone souring. "You want to preach? Find another stage. That's the spark." Damon leans in, eyes burning. "I came to talk about something real." "You made it a circus," Damon says, nodding to the crowd. "I don't perform for clowns." The words hit like a hammer. The crowd erupts. Some leap to their feet, filming. Others shout back, feeding the fire. The whole set vibrates with raw, unstable energy. Stephen stands, breaking the unwritten rule of talk show composure. His voice is sharp, rising above the din. "You know what, Matt? If you don't like how we do things, you don't have to stay." It's raw. A direct shot. The audience gasps, then explodes. Cheers, jeers, a wall of noise. Backstage, Carla steps closer to the stage, her eyes locked on Damon, ready to intervene. The floor producer signals to security, whispering, "Get ready." The guards advance, steps slow and heavy, but Damon doesn't flinch. He doesn't even stand. His voice, when it comes, is cold and clear. "Maybe I won't," the crowd roars. Some cheer the defiance, others boo. The room is a battlefield. "Stevens." Composure is gone, face red, voice shaking with fury. He points at Damon. "Then go." Silence. A stunned beat. Then, pandemonium. Phones shoot up. People scream. The director yells to cut, but the cameras keep rolling. The moment is too big to stop. Damon sits, unmoving. His stare is unrelenting. The stage is seconds from chaos. Stephen's challenge, "Then go," has ignited the crowd. They're shouting names, sides, opinions, chants of "Matt Damon," clash with boos. Damon doesn't blink. He meets Stephen's glare with ice. The tension is electric. Nobody breathes. The director screams into his headset, but the cameras keep feeding millions. Backstage, Carla's ready, eyes locked on the scene, heart pounding. The security team hovers, mere steps from the stage now, hands ready, faces cautious. The floor producer's voice is shrill. "Stephen, pull back!" But the host's too far gone. Stephen's voice cracks, rage and disbelief. "We gave you a platform," he says, gesturing to the crowd. "You don't get to come here and trash it." Another shockwave. The crowd explodes again, some cheering Stephen stand, others screaming him down. Finally, Damon stands, slow, deliberate. The room stills. Just for a second. His presence is magnetic, every eye locked on him. He stares at Stephen. "Platform?" His voice is low, icy. "You turned it into a sideshow. I'm done with that." The crowd detonates. Standing ovation from one side. Boos and yells from the other. The set pulses with that volatile mix of applause and outrage. From the wings, Carla nods, tight-lipped, proud. Damon's standing his ground. A guard steps forward, voice steady, respectful. "Sir, time to go." But Damon turns, locks eyes with him, not angry, just immovable. "I'm walking," he says, calm, final. Carla storms in, intercepts a frantic floor producer. "He leaves on his terms," she snaps. Not negotiable. Damon turns to Stephen, then to the crowd. His voice cuts through the storm. "I said what I needed to." Then, without another glance, he walks off stage. His steps are calm, purposeful. Behind him, the crowd explodes once more. Cheers, gasps, screams, phones out, memes already born. Stephen's left standing alone. The band lurches into an awkward tune, trying to patch the wound. He forces a smile. "Well, that was something, folks." Laughter comes, but it's hollow. The air has split. Backstage, chaos. Producers shout over each other. The director yells for damage control. But Carla follows Damon, steady as ever. In the green room, he grabs his jacket without a word. "Told them, no games," she mutters. Damon just nods, already thinking ahead. Outside, the internet is ablaze. Clips of the Confrontation flood feeds. Debates ignite. Fans take sides. Critics sharpen knives. Back in the studio, the show limps to its finish. Stephen wraps the final segment, his rhythm gone, his usual spark dimmed. But it doesn't matter. Damon's exit eclipses everything. The night a Hollywood star walked into the Lion's Den, called out the charade, and walked out on his own terms. As he steps into the cold New York night, the chaos of the studio fading behind him, he isn't just walking away. He's drawn a line, and Hollywood will feel it.